What really happened during the scramble for Africa? This is a question that has been shrouded in myth and misinformation, often erasing the contributions and agency of African civilizations. The period between 1870 and 1914 marked a pivotal era in which European powers rapidly colonized Africa, reshaping its geopolitical landscape. The Berlin Conference of 1884 stands as a stark symbol of this era. Hosted by Otto von Bismarck, this conference saw European powers partition Africa without a single African representative present. The borders drawn during this meeting ignored ethnic, linguistic, and cultural realities, creating artificial states that would later fuel post-colonial conflicts. But Africa was not a passive victim. Ethiopia, under Emperor Menelik II, famously defeated Italian troops at the Battle of Odwa in 1896, securing its independence and becoming one of the few African nations to resist colonization. This victory is often omitted from Western narratives, yet it stands as a testament to African resistance. Another lesser-known story is that of the Kingdom of Kongo. King Zinga Nkuwu converted to Christianity in 1491 after Portuguese contact, making Kongo one of the first African states to adopt Christianity. However, this conversion led not to protection but to the devastating Atlantic slave trade, which saw millions of Africans forcibly transported to the Americas. Africa's history is also marked by remarkable technological advancements. Between 1800 and 1500 BCE, craftspeople in the Central African Republic accidentally discovered iron while firing ceramics, laying the foundation for civilizations like Nok in Nigeria and Aksum in Ethiopia. These innovations are rarely highlighted in mainstream histories, yet they underscore Africa's long legacy of ingenuity. The Mfecane Wars of the early 1800s are another example of Africa's complex history. Often reduced to Shaka Zulu's expansion, these wars involved mass migrations of multiple groups, causing widespread disruption across southern Africa. The modern geopolitical shape of Africa is deeply tied to this colonial era. Border conflicts, such as those between Ethiopia and Eritrea or Sudan and South Sudan, stem from the arbitrary borders drawn during the Berlin Conference. Economically, Africa's reliance on single commodities like cocoa in Ghana and copper in the Democratic Republic of Congo is a direct legacy of colonial extraction. Yet, Africa's story is not one of despair but of resilience. The decolonization wave that began with Libya in 1951 and peaked in 1960, known as the Year of Africa, saw 17 nations gain independence. This period inspired modern Pan-Africanism and efforts to reclaim pre-colonial history, as seen in the cultural revival movement centered around landmarks like the Great Mosque of Jen. The scramble for Africa was not just a story of European domination but of African resistance, innovation, and resilience. What really happened is a narrative that challenges the myths and reclaims the truth.